All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Signatures and Finisher Podcast. I'm yours, D.S. Wall. And as you see, I scared the shit out of my partner because he was busy doing something. He wasn't paying attention. That was on purpose.
I didn't know you were starting.
So, on today's show, we're going to give a list, individually list, of our 10 worst wrestlers in wrestling. It can be past, present, can't be the future, past or present. Join me as usual if I continue. You already know who this man is. Detroit Lions #2 fan, Jamie.
Probably like number 10,000 fan, but you know.
And joining me today is a bowl of ice cream and velvet cake. So you gotta have to excuse me on that one. But on today's show, we're gonna give you our 10 worst wrestlers. And we're going to talk about Raw, which was early today. I know a lot of people was thrown off by it, but look, when they do European shows, when they go overseas, you know Raw's going to be early. A lot didn't happen. They really just kind of get people prepared for Night of Champions on Saturday. Make sure you guys tune in. I'm going to have to sneak and tune in because your boy will be at a place of employment he don't want to be at. Make sure you guys tune in for Night of Champions. They just kind of forward some stuff, let you know what's going on and stuff. Also, we got a little bonus today. And the bonus is, y'all need to check out Coach and Bros. I checked it out, and D'Lo Brown was on the show, and he has some things to say about the relationship between Dwayne and Paul, not Hunter and The Rock, Dwayne and Paul. And it kind of put into perspective of what we kind of thought was there, but it's officially we know they don't like each other. So where you want to start, Jamie? Let you lead the way. You got the banner like Bray Wyatt. You lead the way.
You flipped it on me. Now we're doing 10 worst wrestlers. I thought we were doing most underrated wrestlers, but okay. I mean, I can come up with bad wrestlers. They're all basically in WWE. So are we doing gender specific or are we just going 10?
You can go 1 through 10 or 10, 9, 8, 7.
I mean, are we saying 10 male wrestlers and 10 female wrestlers or just 10 in general?
Just 10 in general.
I was going to say, because I don't got time for 20 different people I got to think about. I don't know if I'm going to have 10 off the top of my head, but worst wrestler, I mean, Goldberg would have to be in the top 10 somewhere. That's
it's your
without
list.
Much hesitation.
Where
if it's my list, then he's like number 2. My list of 10. Oh, boy. You flipped this on me. You completely flipped it on me.
The elements.
Are we going of all time or are we just going like currently active and not like I wrestle one indie show in the last 12 months active, like active on a at least monthly basis?
They can be retired. They can be active. They can be semi-active. They can be part-time active.
I feel like I'm inclined to say Disco Inferno just because everybody hates him, but Glenn Gilberti is a fine gentleman, and he was a perfectly fine wrestler that was given a terrible gimmick. It still managed to make it work for a long, long time. Let's see, 10 worst, Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash has to be on that list. Goldberg. I'm thinking about the 80s because there was a lot of just big bodybuilder guys that couldn't wrestle worth a damn. But I'll skip that because that's kind of too easy. I could just name off half those guys. They're just like bar fighters. Let's see. Well, here, you can't have me name off all 10. You got to come up with a couple here.
I'm not on my list yet. This is your list.
Then how do you throw this out there without having me prep anything?
I asked you where you wanted to start.
You're the one. I sent you a text that said, "Next show, why don't we do 10 of the most underrated wrestlers of all time?"
Oh, I thought it
You
was 10
never even
worst wrestlers of
responded.
all.
No, no.
We do underrated next show. But I asked you where you want to start at. So if you don't want to start the list, give you time to think, we can go to a different
Okay.
topic.
Yes. Let's do that. Switch
Okay, let's
topic.
go to a different
I'll
topic
think
so
about
you
it and I'll have it prepped in my head.
Yeah, you know. I mean, you could have 3 right now. I already know your 3. Look, I'm surprised that you struggle with this. I am surprised, but
I was trying to be thoughtful. I wasn't just going to throw my 10 out there and say blah. I mean, I could throw Viscera out there without even thinking about it. You could throw basically any of the corporate ministry from back in the Attitude Era in there.
Yeah.
Midian, Viscera. Yeah, you could just go off. I was trying to be a little thoughtful.
Okay, Mr. Thoughtful. We'll come back to that. Let's talk a bit. This I know you didn't see the D'Lo Brown interview on Coaching Bros. I heard it, and by the way, shout out to D'Lo Brown. By the way, the guy is hilarious. The guy is funny. He's still the same, and he gives us an insight on number one. They was asking how come the nation broke up, and he said, because all the members of the nations were over. They got over the crowd, and it was time for them to go in their separate ways, to do something different. I agree with that. You know, all them guys were over. He's like, you know, him and Mark Henry as a tag team was over. Farouk was over. The Rock was over. The Godfather was over. So, you know, it was really, they did their job as a faction. So that's why they broke up. He also talked about how when Ron Simmons won the world championship back in 1993 in Baltimore, in which they were in when he's with WCW, D'Lo said that he was in the arena, he was in the stands, and he pointed out the seat where he was sitting at. And he had told Farouk that before I think it was a promo they did in the ring as part of the nation. And he told him that, hey, I sat right there and watched you won the world championship for the first time. And it was right after a commercial break. So that, hey, he said it, and then with commercial break. And when they got back to the grill position, he said, Ron Simmons told him, don't ever do that again, because you almost made me cry. And he went into more details about his career. He said he loved being part of the faction team there with Bubba Ray, the Aces. He thought that was one of the legendary stables. He thought that could have been bigger. And then they brought up The Rock and Triple H and their relationship. And he said them two as competitors, they're very competitive against each other. They always want to outdo each other, always want to beat each other. But he said Dwayne and Paul don't like each other. You know, don't pay attention to what you see on TV when you see these guys talking, get along, that's for business. But these guys generally don't like each other. He said it's not his story to tell. That would be the story for The Rock to tell one day when he's ready. And it kind of makes sense because Shawn Michaels, before he did an interview on Carmelo Anthony's podcast and 7 o'clock. I think that's the name of it. And it's a very good podcast, by the way. Carmelo Anthony asked Shawn Michaels, how come you never had a match with The Rock while you was in WWE? He said that it was supposed to happen, but it never did. And he asked him why, because he said, you know, basically Dwayne doesn't like me.
I mean, most of the people in the back didn't want anything to do with Shawn Michaels or Triple H.
Yeah. And
I mean, Undertaker's talked about it ad nauseum, how he didn't want to work with him. And now it's basically Undertaker's greatest opponent of all time, but nobody wanted to work with Shawn Michaels back then.
No, and it goes on to talk about, and then another person on another podcast, actually a lady, and I would love to have her on our show. She went into more details, and she said, kind of like the same thing you said a year ago before we started this show. With me, we just talking when you said that back then, Triple H and Shawn Michaels were the two guys who were trying to hold back talent from advancing during the Attitude era back in those days. And the thing is that what D'Lo Brown said was that The Rock was so coming on so strong that yes, Triple H and Shawn Michaels trying to hold him back, but they couldn't. They couldn't do it because he was over and he had the backing of Vince McMahon. Without saying Vince's name, but that's the reason why. And the other person, if you take what D'Lo said, the other person said, and not what Shawn Michaels said, because Shawn Michaels never say anything bad about his best buddy. Triple H really shows you who he was back in those days. And it goes to say that he probably is still the same guy that he was then that he is right now. I mean, we can sit here, we can talk about how he's a chief content operator, but we also just say that maybe not Paul, but maybe Hunter is the reason why that you see a lot of superstars like LA Knight who should be over.
Why did Sheamus become world heavyweight champion?
Over, but not getting the title opportunities. Maybe that's Triple H, not Paul Levesque.
Why did Sheamus win his first world title? Because he was workout partners with Triple H, not because he was skilled, not because he was talented, not because he was over, because he was Triple H's workout buddy and he was a big dude. Yeah. And just like Vince McMahon, Triple H is a size queen.
But also, I do believe that Paul's politics is standing in the way of making superstars. But it also goes to show you how everyone believes, and this theory is out there, that The Rock is out here trying to get enough money to at some point he can buy the WWE and have $7 production run the WWE and have his writer, Brian Goris, be the lead head writer, content creator, whatever Triple H's title, COO, and be running creative. I can actually see that happening. It'll be the ultimate FU to Triple H if The Rock pulls this off. If he decides to pull this off.
The problem is The Rock doesn't have enough money, which means he'd have to get a bunch of investors and they would have to have too much of a stake and claim. And at any time, they could say, no, you need to do this, and he's not going to have much choice.
I mean, how much money? Well, I would like to think.
I mean, the WWE was sold for what, $10 billion?
Yeah.
Something around there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rock ain't got $10 billion. I don't even think Vince has $10 billion at this point.
Well, I mean, this is one thing that I can say that The Rock got going for him. Probably that Triple H really don't have is that The Rock has the ear of Ari Emanuel.
But Ari Emanuel's also not just going to give up a cash cow either. That's the thing is people talk about, oh, we're going to buy the company. We're going to buy the company. The only way somebody could buy the company is if it was agreed on now, or you'd have to do a hostile takeover, which means somebody would have to be going to shareholders and agreeing to buy up their stakes of the shares until they had 51% of the company. It's never going to happen because you'd have to buy up Vince's shares, you'd have to buy up Ari's shares, you'd have to buy up Nick Khan's shares on top of all the other investors that have, 13, 12, 8% stakes, things like that. So it would have to be something agreed on. And I highly doubt The Rock would generate enough money for them to unanimously say, yeah, okay, let's sell it to The Rock. Now, Vince McMahon with the Saudis, that could happen, and then putting The Rock in charge there. But I think you'd run into an issue of if Vince gets back into wrestling, it's going to be a full-time commitment, and unless The Rock commits to full-time wrestling, which I highly doubt he would, he might have an advisory seat or something like that. But Vince has already said if he does it, it's going to be a private company. He learned his lesson taking that company public and how much control he lost.
Well, I'm not including Vince, and The Rock sits on the board right now. He took Vince's board chair, so I'm not worried about Vince McMahon at all.
Not saying you need to worry about. I'm saying you need Vince McMahon.
I don't think you need Vince McMahon actually.
Where's The Rock going to get the money from?
I'm quite sure he got connections other than Vince McMahon.
Renting out a $3 million watch doesn't mean you got billions to spend on a wrestling.
No, you're not. You're right. You're 100% right. But I do believe that he probably got more connections other than Vince McMahon. And and plus, you know, bringing Vince back to wrestling and back to the WWE in general, I think that'd be bad business because that would probably shine a light on him. And I don't think he want that kind of negative spotlight.
What kind of negative spotlight was there on Brock coming back? Nobody said a word about it.
No, but see, the Brock ain't The Rock. I mean, we everybody know Brock Lesnar.
You were just talking about Vince. Brock was named in the same lawsuit as Vince.
Right, but is Brock known worldwide like The Rock is?
Yeah.
In sports.
Brock,
I'm talking about.
Yes, Brock fought all over the world.
Yes,
in Japan, where fighting is like king over everything.
That type of star power as
The Rock isn't a star that big outside of the U.S. His movies bomb. If you look at his movies outside of the U.S., they bomb. He's not a star outside of the U.S.
His star is bright, man. I mean, like the guy is known everywhere. His movies might have bombed, but the guy is known everywhere. So I don't think he wants.
I mean, so is Carrot Top, but nobody talks about Carrot Top anymore either.
No, because he faded out.
But he's still known everywhere.
Yeah, but
Weird Al Yankovic's still known everywhere.
And he's still active.
Barely.
Still. I just don't think Rock will put his name on anything with Vince McMahon if it would mess up his name. Not saying that he doesn't love Vince, because he does. Not saying he won't mind working with Vince again. He probably would. But anything that tarnish his legacy and what he's trying to build, I don't think he'll do that. But another thing that everybody agreed upon, and which he does deserve some criticism, is that they said, how can a guy who's sitting on the chair of the WWE, he's basically like the boss and doesn't promote the talent, doesn't promote the shows, don't promote anything WWE. And that's a deserving criticism because, you know, if you the higher seat, you should be promoting your product and everything. But D'Lo said something that's kind of interesting, and it kind of is a fact. He said, if The Rock believe in the product, he will promote it. If he believes in the storytelling and what's going on down in WWE, he will promote it on social media. He will come out and do it.
And for the people like me, he has say so. He could tell people what to do. He's allowing the product to be this bad, so he's as culpable, in my opinion, as Triple H is.
Yeah.
So it's all of their faults because they all want to have a pissing match about who has control, who does this. If The Rock is allowing it to get this bad, he's just as responsible as Triple H. WWE as a whole is completely ignorant, stupid. I don't know what other words you want to use, but they gave Triple H an extension. You have all the fan criticism in the world. You don't have to look hard. You just go into Google and type in Triple H, you'll get plenty of negative comments, plenty of justified negative comments about the direction of the company. And yet he gets an extension, a multi-year extension, not like a 6 month or not a 1 year. It's a multi-year extension because the numbers are up, because WWE doesn't care. TKO doesn't care. So we could talk about it all day long with The Rock sitting on the board. The Rock's making money. The Rock don't care. You know how many terrible movies The Rock has put his name on because they make money and they were Disney, so they made money? The Tooth Fairy. You remember that movie? He made that movie willingly. Nobody put a gun to his head. He made that movie because he signed a big fat deal with Disney to make a bunch of crappy movies that paid him a ton of money. The Rock don't care. The Rock is not going to come back and save the WWE. When things got hard, The Rock was the first one to bail out last year and left everybody high and dry. Whether he planned to do it, whether it was a storyline, whether it was whatever, you took one of your greatest stars of all time and left him with nothing. Yet in the middle of his retirement tour, literally left him out to dry. And because John Cena does whatever he's told, he's become a robot in the last 15 years. He just goes out there and does it instead of having any sort of backbone to say, no, we need to fix this. We need to do it right. He just goes out there with this terrible, I'm a bad guy, it's completely unbelievable, and does it for another 6 months. So I don't care about The Rock. As far as I'm concerned, he can stay bye-bye for the rest of his life. The only thing The Rock was ever really good for was talking on the mic to begin with. There's plenty of people that can talk now. Hell, Joel Gertner is back and active in wrestling. You want somebody that can make people laugh a lot harder than The Rock? Go get Joel Gertner from JCW. That's how I feel about The Rock. He comes in when the lights are the brightest and wants to take up all the attention for himself, and then he disappears. When things get hard, he runs away. So now we can wait for Moana 2 to come out, and then you can see The Rock again.
Well,
so this is the reality of WWE. This is what you're stuck with for the long, foreseeable future.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was your doom and gloom look at WWE wrestling.
It's not even doom or gloom. It's just fact. Triple H was signed to an extension. They didn't sign him to an extension to be an in-ring talent. They didn't sign him to be a referee. He signed an extension to be the chief creative officer. And he still has the PBS crew. That's not an exaggeration. Somebody sent me a message saying I was joking about that. Look it up. One of their writers used to write kid shows on PBS. That's the quality of what you're going to keep watching and paying for.
Mm-hmm.
So do like I say, watch other wrestling promotions, get them some views. Don't watch TNA because you're basically just watching WWE. Save yourself from that. Watch basically anything else out there. Get them some attention so that they get some money so that they can have some competition. Because WWE has already shown they don't want to compete with anybody. It's just like very much EA Sports and the Madden franchise. The second there's a little competition, throw a bunch of money in it to make it disappear.
Right. And all this time, I just thought The Rock was waiting everything to tank. Let the ship drown. Raw today was not bad, Jamie. You didn't miss nothing if you think.
Am I surprised?
What I mean by that is if you thought that you was going to see some big time matches, you really didn't because there was only 4 matches. But they forward stories because Night of Champions on Saturday.
4 matches on a show that runs 2 hours and 30 minutes
hours.
to 2 hours and 45 minutes in that range, and you got 4 matches. 1 match every half hour. Sounds like quality programming. And it's not even me being pessimistic. This is just from a fan perspective. People should be pissed. But again, it's like the Detroit Lions fans of old. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep watching. We're going to keep buying the merch. So why are you giving them any reason to change what they're doing?
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting to see the number of matches keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Mm-hmm.
By this time next year, we're going to see Raw with 3 matches, a whole load of commercials, some few backstage segments, and
you're getting shrinkflation on live entertainment. It's like, when the Pepsi and Coke bottles went from 20 ounces to 16.9, but they're like, we got to keep the shape the exact same because most people aren't going to notice immediately. And they got away with it for a long time until people started realizing that the bottle is only 16.9 ounces, but yet you're paying almost $1 more than what they were 5 years ago for less content.
Or my favorite, the bag of potato chips.
Oh yeah.
Full of air.
Bags get larger, but the contents don't increase.
Yeah. So on today's show, and I did watch it. Here's my take on it. That's my take.
I mean, whether you like them or hate them, Dominic Mysterio is one of the most over people in the company. How many times has Dominic wrestled since he beat John Cena? And I'm not counting even, he's wrestled a couple times in AAA. If you want to throw the AAA stuff in there, cool. But realistically, how many times has he wrestled on SmackDown or Raw?
Yeah, not a lot at all.
5, if you're lucky.
Yeah, I was
Liv Morgan.
6.
Liv Morgan.
She was on
basically
every day.
The hottest commodity you have in the women's division, the most reliable. And when I say reliable, she can get on the mic. She can do whatever needs to be done. She's solid in the ring. We've talked about it before. She is their workhorse. There's a reason that she's the champ consistently, because she produces every single time she needs to. You're doing absolutely nothing with her. To the point that you throw her in this tournament, not even as like a round 1 exit, so that you could build a little bit of a storyline off of that. Not to break up the Judgment Day. You're not doing it. She's now in the finals. For what purpose?
Well,
I mean, unless you're waiting for Stephanie to come back, and that's your whole big thing is, oh, we're going to have Stephanie come back and screw Liv out of the winning Queen of the Ring. Nobody cares. You could do that on Raw. Like, nobody is amped up to see Stephanie Vacher come back. Like, oh, nothing against her. I love Stephanie Vacher. But, like, nobody's waited with bated breath of, oh, this is going to be the surprise of a lifetime. We got to get Stephanie Vacher back. No. People are going to be like, oh, cool. She's going to screw Liv. Oh, yeah. And if they don't do that, then what was the purpose of having Liv make it all the way to the finals? And if they let her win, I might just stop watching WWE altogether. And I love Liv Morgan. I love Io Sky. We all know that. But this makes no sense whatsoever. This is just a complete, we have nothing for you. Our thought process ended when Stephanie got hurt. You're going to have the title for a couple months and not do anything at all. But we probably better have you do something. So we're going to throw you in the Queen of the Ring tournament.
So Io and Liv had a confrontation today. And somehow it just disappeared.
Yep.
There we go. Liv and Io had a confrontation today. Their match is on Saturday. You know, I'm a win or I'm a win. It was, you get the sense that for me personally, I get the sense that Io's going to win. Whether if Stephanie or anybody interferes or not, I get the feeling that Io's going to win because it would kind of make sense. It would really make sense now that Rhea Ripley is out with the knee injury. And by the way, I love her picture she took. She was down at Universal Studios with a fan. So I don't know how serious that knee injury is, but yet I don't know when that picture was taken, but he posted a couple of days ago. So
they said she was going to be out for a pretty long term. So,
yeah. So it would make sense for me to Io win because more likely if she is not going to be out long term, you might want to, they might have to find a new champion because she can't be holding that title and she'll be out a long period of time.
Says who? Dom did it.
And it was
that's the thing. There's no consistency in the programming. One champ can hold the title. You know, Jade had it for 100 and some days, lives on like 60 some days. They don't defend the title, but yet one person could be hurt. And they're like, oh, hey, we got to find, you know, tag team champs. Oh, Braun Breaker, you're just a tag team champ now because
Paul's out in the contract.
Yeah. I mean, but again, realistically, you just insert champion whenever you want. There's no consistency to anything. There should have been, hey, you know what? Austin Theory, you're not tag champ anymore. Your partner's not there. I don't care that you're in a stable. You're vacating the titles. When Paul comes back, you guys get a number one contender shot automatically. But they don't do that. Everything is just by the story and whatever we want to design. Yeah. And realistically, Io should win and have to go against Rhea because who's the one person that Rhea Ripley can't ever beat? Io Sky.
Yeah, but now we want to know because she's out. I'm kind of wondering, are they going to, at some point, to me, it kind of makes sense. If Rhea going to be out, and that's it, they strip her the title, it would make sense for me to maybe have the title up for grabs at Night of Champions So that way, you know that Liv can't win that title. You can just Io can win that, or I don't know, man. I don't know. And actually, you know what? That's my mistake. I'm not even gonna think about the SmackDown Women's Championship. I just stick by what I said. I think Io's gonna win this match because the way everything that's set up for her to win.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just tried to throw something in there, because if you look at online, people hate the fact that Liv is in the finals for no reason whatsoever. I wouldn't be surprised if they just make up a stipulation that she's now defending the title and that Io's going to win, get the title, and get the crown for Queen of the Ring. Just because Liv is doing nothing.
But see, with all that, with everybody, look, man, I'm sick and tired of everybody's criticism. Because there's no answer. You take the title off of Liv and give the Io going to do the same thing. There is
an answer. Somebody just has to do their job, and it's the same people that we talked about at the beginning of the show.
Nobody's not going to do their job, so therefore, if you take the title off of Liv and give it to Io going to be
so the answer is you don't watch WWE. That's the answer.
Yeah,
you're saying you don't like everybody's criticism because nothing's going to change,
right? But people still going to watch WWE wrestling.
I know. That's why we're still talking about it.
That's not an answer no more, because you got people not showing. The WWE canceled their SmackDown show in Cincinnati. Nobody doesn't know why, but I know why they canceled. You got an idea why they canceled?
Oh, I know why they canceled.
Yeah,
but it's the same reason that I'm getting ads with the Miz saying that they're discounting tickets 25% to Raw because nobody's buying them.
Yeah, come on. Look, the worst kept secret. Why did they move the show from September, October, Money in the Bank? I know why they moved it. You know why they moved it. Any logical wrestling fan know why they moved it, because of ticket sales. Mm-hmm. And the worst thing I ever heard, I think it was last week, was on SmackDown. Or last week Raw, I don't know who said it, but the fans are out tonight. It's packed in the stands, all the way from the front to the back. What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
It's like I said on the show that we did, I don't know, like 2 months ago. What are the commentators there for? They're there to make you think what they want you to think. They're not there to call the action. That's just part of what they do. Their actual job is to influence the people at home what to think. Oh, it's a packed house in here. Just like what was the last one in Riyadh where they had the lights on the seats, and they're like, oh, those are all the fans in the stands. No, that's the back of the seats.
Empty seats, bro.
Yeah. It's packed in here. Are you drunk? Because nobody's taking you seriously right now. You can see.
It was nobody there, but then they come out and say, oh, well, the Saudis, they control the ticket prices and everything. You sure about that? Because they control the ticket prices and everything, that would have been packed. That would have been packed if they control the ticket prices. Come on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we all know why the WrestleMania in New Orleans wasn't wrestled there. It moved back to Vegas. We know why. I give you two answers right now. One, because WWE overpriced themselves to these cities and their states, mm-hmm. And number two, people in New Orleans was not going to spend that type of money for the BS show they was going to get at WrestleMania.
Well, and that's the thing.
Back to Vegas.
People are going to travel from around the world to go to WrestleMania. Not enough people are going to travel around the world to sell out WrestleMania, which means you have to rely heavily on the local audience. People in Louisiana are not going to pay $2,000 for a WrestleMania event. And if they do, and it's the quality of what they put out, they're going to burn the bitch to the ground. Vegas at least is a travel destination, so you're going to get a ton of people coming in there anyway, and it's people that are going to spend money, because what else do you go to Vegas for than to spend money?
Yeah,
if I'm Louisiana, if I'm New Orleans especially, anytime WWE wants to come through, peace out. No, ain't happening. Like you screwed them. It wasn't even like, oh, we're negotiating with New Orleans to have it here. You took your biggest event and got a contract signed and we're advertising it, and then you double back on, oh, we're going to go to Vegas, and then Mark Shapiro, oh yeah, going to Vegas twice probably wasn't in our best interest. We might have overexerted ourselves. We might have overexerted the fans trying to cover up of why ticket sales sucked. But yet your ticket sales still suck because I'm getting ads on Facebook for 25% off tickets from the Miz of all people.
Yeah. And I'm glad I'm not. See, it's very strange these days, we talk about Money in the Bank, we talk about one match, and we go to the ticket sales, and we talk about how the fans not interested in Liv Morgan winning the Money in the Bank, but at the same time, these are Liv Morgan fans who are saying they don't want Liv to win Money in the Bank. These ain't wrestling fans.
I'm a huge Liv fan. I don't want her to win because it doesn't make any sense. Like, you had an opportunity to break up the Judgment Day. You know this. Any wrestling fan in the world that watches wrestling could see this was the prime opportune moment to do it. What is JD McDonough benefiting from being in the Judgment Day? What is Roxanne benefiting from being in the Judgment Day at this point? Roxanne, what is she benefiting? What is Dom benefiting from? Nothing. You could keep, if you desperately wanted to keep Liv and Dom together, you could. Raquel needs to be on her own at this point, or if she wanted to be the third person in that little throuple there, go for it. Roxanne needs to be on her own. JD needs to be doing something completely different, because without Finn there, it doesn't even make sense that he's still there. That's the whole problem I have with that now, is like Finn and JD were always tight, and then he leaves for Dom, or he takes Dom's side. Like, it's just dumb. And then why? Because if we keep him in a group, we could say he's doing something, even though the Judgment Day isn't doing anything. You had your little 3-week feud with Finn Balor. That's over with. Finn's on a different show, and these guys are just putzing around doing nothing.
Yeah. So speaking of that today, JD got beat up as usual. Liv was riding with him to the hospital. Before she hopped in the ambulance, she told Raquel, maybe you should go after the IC title. Poor Roxanne. She was the odd man out. Oh, excuse me. Odd woman out. It's amazing how the Judgment Day has allegedly supposed to have no leaders, but Liv is barking out orders. In the meantime, we seen Seth Rollins had a sit-down interview, which it was nice. We seen the Street Profits become the tag team champions.
And you valued it so much that you put it on a Raw.
Yep. You know why they put it on the Raw? It wasn't because of the match. It was because of the returning of Joe Hendry. As he came down to what? Not initially help the Street Profits, in which he kind of did, because he chased his future opponent, Logan Paul, from the ring to the back, through the stands, out of here. And then while that was happening, Braun Breaker was wobbling around, looking for something to do. Then Seth Rollins' music hit. Seth Rollins jumped over the barricade. And before Logan Paul had left the building, he did have some brass knuckles in his hand, and he left that in the ringside. Austin Theory's thinking about getting it, but Seth Rollins took it anyway. And Jamie, this is probably one of the worst things. I don't want to say if it took too long, or the timing was just off. When you see somebody put some brass knuckles on, you don't sit there and just be wobbling, just look at them, you just waiting. You gotta kind of like, lay there for a minute, trying to get your mind thawed. And during that time, that wind up should already be happening. Now, once you stick your head out the ropes, that's when you hit him with the brass knuckles. Austin Theory got so excited he went too early. And he just waited for that punch. And what happened after that punch, I shouldn't have to say anything more. Spine buster by Dawkins. Frog splash on the top rope from Montez. New tag team champions. They're running out the ring.
And that's one of the things that drives me nuts with WWE. Obviously, the storytelling is always going to be number one. It's the biggest problem with the company. WWE used to be so dialed in with their timing. It made everything look good. And it was the one thing when we first started doing the show, we were comparing WWE versus AEW. And then we talked about timing. AEW, the guys get up on the top rope and they're about to jump to the outside of the ring, and they're waiting like 10 seconds for all the guys outside of the ring to get in position. And then the guys are standing down there with their arms open, waiting to catch them. It looks terrible. It takes the whole mysticism and everything away from pro wrestling. WWE was never like that. In the last 2 years, though, it's been terrible in WWE. And why is that? All the house shows are gone. All the practice rounds, all the repetitions, they're all gone because they do these little tours of Europe, and then they do Raw, SmackDown, and the PLEs. That's it. They don't practice anymore.
Well, this could benefit some practice because the timing, he didn't have to go. He could have just laid there for another 2 minutes, really, and just kind of collect his thoughts. And Seth, why he got the brass knuckles in the hand, I was kind of expecting to see maybe Austin Theory will lunge for the knuckles, but Seth just. My thing is, once you see him do this, that's when you got to shake it off. You find your way to the ropes. You try to get yourself a fresher breath air. And then while he's doing that, Seth should be already clock loaded, ready to go. It shouldn't have to be. Seth should not have to wait for you to stick your head out the rope. You should be already there.
Yeah. Right.
But, congratulations to the Street Profits. They won the tag team titles. You called that last week. Again, how excited I am to see the Street Profits win the tag team titles. Just like Liv Morgan, just like any other champion of WWE, they ain't going to do nothing with them. It's not because they're doing.
There's nobody to wrestle.
There you go. There's no one to wrestle.
The Street Profits are probably going to be champs for like 90 days and never defend the title. And while most people say that's extreme, look at Liv. Look at Jade. Look at Dom with the IC title.
No. Look at Dom with the AAA title.
I mean, yeah, you could go to the AAA title too if you want to go. That's even way worse than the IC title, but.
And he got stuff to do on AAA, and he still hasn't been down there defending the title.
These guys are going to hold the titles, and they're going to get made fun of for not wrestling. And again, we're bashing on WWE, more so me than you, but it's not about the talent. The talent has to do whatever they do. You've seen Triple H in documentaries. If you don't agree with what he says, he labels you as difficult and a pain in the ass in your own documentary. Going back to the Bray Wyatt documentary. Oh, Bray Wyatt was a pain in the ass to work with. You couldn't give the guy a little grace in his own documentary. So, of course, everybody's going to go along with whatever Triple H says, as airheaded and stupid as it is. Oh, we're going to rebuild the tag division. What have you done since you let all those guys go? What have you done to signify that you're rebuilding anything with the tag division? Oh, well, we're going to start looking for natural pairings in LFG and NXT. That's your solution? Take a bunch of basically untested talent and throw them on the main roster? Yeah. We're going to get more pretty deadlies is what we're going to get. That's 100% what's going to happen. You're going to get a bunch of pretty deadlies.
Yeah. You might be on to something there. Stop while you're ahead because you're making too much sense. And if you look down at the ticker, those are not my words. Those are words of the people. Nobody wants to see Oba versus Jay. No hates. Facts. Nobody. But we won't get to that. Today, we also see the Bird Lady. She went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs today.
Oh,
and I'm going to blame her because I might go crazy too if I lost to Brie, Bella, and Paige, the current women's tag team champions. Lyra Vaquero took the pin. Afterwards, Bayley was trying to be positive and hype her up, make her feel good. Don't worry about that. We'll come back. Lyra wasn't having it. She snapped and beat the hell out of Bayley. Not once, but twice. Lyra got tired of losing. She got tired of being a loser. I thought she got tired of losing to Brie, Bella, and Paige. But she really is tired of being a loser. This tag team with her and Bayley just not working out. And storyline purpose, Bayley did her job. Bayley got Lyra over. They worked together, and now they broke them up. Now, this is probably one of the creative directions I'm not going to criticize because it was time to break them up because they wasn't doing anything. I mean, you basically make them look like losers. That's no offense to Brie Bella, Paige, or anybody. They look like losers.
I give all the offense to Brie Bella and Paige because nobody needed them to come back.
No, they
Paige,
didn't.
I won't hate on Paige. Paige is still early 30s, still has some years, but like Brie Bella, you had your time. And you came back for no other reason than to get a contract and get some money. Nobody wanted to see
be a
you come
tag
back.
team champion with her sister.
Yes, I'm sure that was the driving factor.
But this is the part I'm still trying to figure it out. Is Nikki still hurt?
Does anybody care?
Okay, that's the second question.
The only reason I care about Nikki Bella is because I need her to be hurt or I need her to just be gone, because what they're going to do is they're going to say, oh, well, Paige and Brie are doing so good. Nikki, we're just going to keep giving you a singles push. We're going to have you wrestling for the title. And at some point, they're going to let her win.
Don't do that.
And then we're going to have to suffer through that.
Don't say that.
Like, I'm already mentally prepared to suffer through the Sami Zayn title run. I don't need like a Nikki Bella on the other side of that screwing that up either.
Don't say that, man. Please don't say that. And if that's not a shot at Nikki Bella or Brie Bella.
I've been very clear on my thoughts on this. It's not a shot at Nikki Bella. You had your time. In a company that is starved to make new stars, you had your time. Go the fuck away.
Hey, man, you want your daughter to hear that? Say those cuss words one day?
I say far worse.
In front of her?
All the time. I got like another 6 months before she's going to start understanding what I'm saying. So I got to get it all out now.
Happy Father's Day, my guy. I know it was.
I had a great Father's Day.
I know you did. I'm happy for you.
Got the video up on Facebook. She's talking, like yelling and stuff.
You sure she's talking or is she cussing?
She could have been both. But...
Yeah.
It's my kid. Does that surprise you?
It don't surprise me, even at this.
You get like my best behavior every week on this show. Like, this is my best of the best. Like, this was standing up straight in elementary school to get like the Snickers bar level of attention that I have to give on this show.
That's fun. No, man.
See?
Never mind. To
keep my language toned down, that is basically what I have to put in. Like, best of the best effort to keep the language down.
Yeah. Again, it's no hate on the Bella twins at all. It's not. I understand everybody want to have their dream of being a champion. I had no issue with that. The issue I have is taken away from the younger wrestlers or taken away from the current wrestlers. That's the problem. And it's not just the Bella twins, it's a lot of older wrestlers as well. So, but hey, I'm just a fan. Jamie's just a custom fan who's meant to be prepared to check out on everybody. Oba Femi, as you can see at the ticker at the bottom, nobody wants to see Oba versus Jay. No hate, just facts. I ain't right just because I don't need it. Jay Uso, before we get to that, Jay Uso took the weekend and said, basically people are hating on him because he won he's going to be in the King of the Ring finals. Jay Uso on his promo today said people are doubting him, people are against him. It's nothing new to him. I say this on behalf of the Signatures and Finisher podcast. And I never did this before. I'm 100% sure that once I say this, Jamie gonna buy me a whole case of beer and maybe 2 shots. It's not about people are sick and tired of your ass. Your own fan base is sick and tired of your ass. And see, this man got me cussing on our show, and it shouldn't be like that.
I just want you to know you do it far more often than I do.
Yeah, because Jay Uso See, I'm a Jey Uso. I'm a Uso fan. I'm a Jey Uso fan. I'm a Uso fan. I actually think one day I might meet the Usos. We might sit down and break bread over a bottle of fruit punch. The thing about you, Jay, and I'm talking to you personally, is that your fan base and every fan love you. You the yeet man, yeet. The problem is though, you don't do nothing when you in the spotlight. You wrestle the same way with no specialty. People love when you come out and do yeet. People love when you do it at the end of the show. But during the show, there's no substance. Nobody enjoy watching you wrestling. I'm a fan. I enjoy it. Hell, I love the fact that you got Jada. Jamie don't like it because he's upset about it. Me, I'm good with it, bro. Is that the WWE, my man, they put you in positions where you don't belong in. Because we know you're in the King of the Ring, there's about a 50 or 55% chance that you're going to win it.
I mean, it's pretty good math right there. You got a 50% chance of winning out of two people.
Right.
You're rocking the Steiner math today.
But it's the fact that they put you in these big spots, and a lot of people think you don't deserve to be in these big spots. In fact, are you in a tag team? I'm sorry about my voice, but are you in a tag team? Why they got you and your brother wrestling separate? Y'all tag team wrestlers. I don't get it. I know they call you main event Jay, but they trying to sell us that you're going to be Oba. And we know damn well by watching with our two eyes, know that ain't no way in the world you can be Oba Femi.
Well, it's the WWE and where the monikers don't have to match the character. I mean, just remember, LA Knight's the megastar. He's a megastar in a company that he can't hold the title in.
A megastar that he can't even get a title. Look, all I'm saying is, Jay, that people are yeet out. That's what I'm basically trying to say. I did a long speech for no reason. What I'm saying fatigue. Is,
yeet fatigue.
Yeah, people are yeet out, my man. It's nothing. It's not about you. You ain't do nothing wrong. You deserve all the credit and all the glory you receive. You deserve all that. People just yeet out. Just like people are tired of the bloodline because your boss, who hates your cousin, is shoving you and your family down our throats, and people are tired of it. And we don't want to see Bloodline 2.0. Jamie here don't want to see you beat Cody Rhodes because if you do, it's a good chance that he's gonna knock on your door and try to steal your girl. I'm just putting it out there. So please,
if it was Michin, 100%.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jada's
or
good.
EO.
Jada's good. It was Michin, Keith Lee. Jamie, I'm trying to tell you, don't do that.
I will have a grappling match with Keith Lee.
Don't do that.
I would do it.
Don't do it. Ain't worth it.
Keith Lee seems like a lot of fun, so I would do it.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying I can't save you from that one. I didn't
say I would win, but I'm saying I would.
I can't save you from Keith Lee. I can save you from everybody else, but not from Keith Lee. But what I'm saying is that with Jay, my guy, we want something different. I mean, that's all it comes down to. I mean, if you win King of the Ring, you win. That's good for you. That's good for your wrestling. That's good for your career. You go on and you face Cody. If you beat Cody, that's good on you, man. But understand that you don't got no supporters back there. You got your family. But the W Universe, man, they tired of it.
I mean, if Jey Uso, in a world where Jey Uso beats Cody Rhodes and you have Jey Uso with the title and Roman with the title, you better create the biggest and best storyline that you've ever done. In which, do you just have Roman look even bigger and everybody says, oh, yay, cool, Roman won again? Or would you somehow decide to have Jey Uso win and then everybody says this is completely unbelievable and garbage?
Well, not because
like there's a no-win scenario in that because you can't tell me that each one would have a heavyweight title and there would be no reason for them to fight. Because they would have to fight over control over the bloodline.
No, because it would be like it was when Roman had both titles.
That's when one person had both titles.
Yeah, that's what
You'd
I'm
have
saying.
two competing people having one title each. They would have to fight. You would have to make that happen, or else people would tell you you're the biggest idiot of all time.
But you had two competing people in the same family.
Yeah, you would have to have them fight over who is the tribal chief. And you're
That's
putting yourself in a lose-lose scenario, because if Jey Uso wins, people are going to say this is completely unrealistic because the dude's a terrible wrestler and has no reason to beat Roman. You're not going to make a super. You're not going to turn Jey Uso into Roman Reigns. It's impossible to do. And
No.
if Roman wins, cool, yay! This was predictable. This is super boring. And why would you waste time with Jey Uso in this match? There's no reason to have Jey Uso win the finals.
No, but you also not gonna have Jey Uso be the new face of SmackDown, and then if we do,
Jey Uso should not be the face of anything.
Right, but if you do Jey versus Roman, you know they're gonna put Roman over.
Of course they are. Which then goes back to, why would you do this to begin with? It's a complete waste of time.
It is.
Again, why is Jey Uso in the finals? That's what I'm getting to, is working your way backwards. Let's go all the way to the end point. The end point would be Jey Uso has beaten Cody, has a title. You're not going to run this as two independent bloodlines. The NWO didn't run as two independent NWOs. They had to clash. They had to keep clashing until the whole thing fell apart.
Yeah.
So going all the way to the end point, you'd have Roman versus Jey. There's not a good scenario where Jey would ever beat Roman. So Roman would have to win, and then you would say, cool, what was all this for? Just for Roman to win again. So we go all the way back to where we are now. Why is Jey even in this position to begin with? There's no good reason for Jey Uso to be here. On paper, when you just hear Jey Uso versus Oba Femi, does that get you riled up to want to watch the match? Absolutely not.
No, because we know how the outcome that's going to be. And I'm sorry about Oba, but we already know how the W feels about the bloodline. They're going to find any type of way to put the bloodline over.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not about Oba being better than Jey, or Oba got this unbelievable.
Oba has gotten worse since he left NXT. And I get it. It's you're in the WWE formula. You have to do your little 4 moves, and that's it. But he's actually worse now than he was in NXT.
Yeah, of course. Why did I say? Remember I said last week? Why? Because they won't let him wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that Oba's more than what we see. And speaking of Oba, Oba said something to Jey that kind of like stuck to me, and actually kind of stuck to Jey. Oba bust his line out, and you might appreciate this. He said, "You're the family member I'm not worried about."
That's fair.
He didn't say which family member, but there's only 2. And we know those 2 ain't the Usos.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a little tease that Oba dropped there that down the road, maybe we might see him go against Jacob or him against Roman.
I mean, it's going to have to come down to him wrestling both of those guys at some point. Because again, how many more guys can you throw at Oba? Having him in this tournament right now was not ideal. You should have run an injury angle where he was out of this completely, because in any sense of the word, him not winning this tournament doesn't make any sense.
It was ideally until they decided to do nothing.
You could have had him in the... I take that back. He should have lost in the first round with an injury angle. If you were going to have him be in the tournament, he should have been injured by Penta or all 3 of those guys. Was that his match? Yeah, he was in the Penta match, right? Yeah. He should have gotten injured in that match to where he couldn't resume, or don't have him in the thing at all. Because if he doesn't win, there's no point in putting him in there to have him basically have 2 losses in a row.
It made sense only up to the point where he started calling out Brock Lesnar 3 weeks in a row. Now, he didn't call him out this week, for what I have seen. But it made sense until he started calling out Brock. And then it's kind of like, okay, well, he called Brock out. He talked about his manhood, talking about this going off for him. Okay, maybe Brock will show up. We ain't seen Brock yet. Okay, so if Brock doesn't show up, at Night of Champions, Oba's going to win. Now, if Brock does show up, take Oba out between, well, shoot, today would have been the perfect time to do it. But since they ain't pulled that trigger, and it looks like they're going to go through with this match, it doesn't make sense for me, in my mind, to have Brock interfere in the championship match, because if you're setting up for Randy Orton or CM Punk to come back at Night of Champions, I think today would be that time, or the last 2 weeks would have been that time. If you're trying to set up Brock versus Oba and Brock coming out, jumping Oba and putting him on the shelf for a short period of time, that should have happened 2 weeks ago. That should happen today. If it happens during the match, then I'm gonna look at like, wow, why wait so long?
I think they were banking on people who were going to be supporting this Jey Uso versus Oba match, and people aren't, because you know what's going to happen. Because Brock has to come out now. You spent all that time having Oba taunt him. Of course he's going to have to come out now. And the fact that you would have been more served to have him come out today and jump Oba to take him out of the tournament, to where they have to have an emergency match, or they just name a replacement that then costs Jay to lose. Hey, LA Knight, you're going in Oba's spot. Now you've beat Jay, so now you've progressed the storyline, and now you can get the LA Knight Roman Reigns match that everybody actually wants to see.
Yeah.
But they refuse to give people what they want, and it's just, I don't know, Triple H's little circle jerk, or maybe it is The Rock saying you have to do this, or I don't know. Whatever it is, it doesn't make any sense, and I can't believe Triple H could possibly be this stupid, because like, this is just bad storytelling. It's like when you read a Dr. Seuss book, like, this is worse than like reading a Dr. Seuss book.
All right, we're going to stop right there. Cat in the Hat wasn't bad.
When you were 4?
Shit, even now it puts me to sleep.
I mean, you can watch Frasier and do that. They've actually done studies. Kelsey Grammer's voice will put people to sleep.
Watch what?
Frasier. From back in the 90s. Kelsey Grammer's voice has a soothing effect on people. It will put you to sleep.
No, I wasn't big on Frasier.
Oh, man, Frasier's great.
I wasn't too big on it.
Anyway.
Yeah, so...
It's... Both sides of the tournament are just bad.
It is. And the one thing I said I hate, even wrestling, even outside of wrestling, I hate that the element of surprise is just gone. The element of surprise don't even exist anymore. When the fans know that Oba versus Jay, and the fans are already saying, oh, Jay's gonna win, there's no way he can't win. That's a problem. And again, it's not a shot at Jey Uso. Everything I said before then, it's not a shot at Jey Uso. Yes, everybody's out, but everybody know that you're going to win, because Brock Lesnar has no choice but to come out and interfere. Look
at it from the other perspective. Let's say Oba did win the match. You've already had Oba versus Cody, and you let Cody win. Are you really going to go back to that well already? And you're certainly not going to let Roman go down to Oba already. Oba's been on the main roster less than a year, and you're going to have him lose? No. Neither scenario makes sense. So that tells you right there, Oba's not going to win.
No. And I don't want to hear this, we protected him. From what? You literally set this man up to fight Brock Lesnar for a third match, and where you could have set this up way better than what we're seeing now. Again, you guys pitch CM Punk a storyline to come back. Why you just put him in the King of the Ring?
WWE doesn't want anybody to have success unless it's driven by them. That's what it comes down to. And I think this is kind of punishing Oba for what Brock did. Brock made Oba. He made him a superstar by taking his boots off and doing that whole thing. And yeah, you can look at Paul Heyman's face. He was done. He called it a wrap right there.
Yeah.
Did the best thing he could have done in that scenario of, I'm going to turn this guy into the biggest star that they have right now.
Yeah.
And then you heard all the rumors and everything else that WWE was about to sue Brock for the rest of his contract, yada, yada, yada. And then magically Brock comes back for no reason.
Yeah, there was nothing Paul Heyman could have done that could have stopped Brock taking those boots off.
Mm-mm.
And
like that was genuine and real. And instead of running with it, they panicked. You heard about the lawsuit. They were threatening to sue him for $1 million, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And then Brock comes back. And yeah, having 3 matches with him is good. But ultimately, it doesn't make any sense for Brock to win the best of 3. On top of the fact the final match is going to be in his hometown. It's his retirement match. He's done. So instead of just putting the belt on him and letting this dude take off and run, he's being held back and put in these stupid situations that he has to explain himself out of.
It's it goes back to Brock Lesnar already said, yeah, I'm retired. But the WWE want Brock to retire on their terms. Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny how they built, and I hate to go back and say this. The WWE was building up Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. And then Brock changed the story, changed those plans real quick. And you see how mad they got, like you said, lawsuits, threats. He comes back and beats Oba. But if you want to go back even further, when he said, hey, at WrestleMania, I'm going over whoever I beat. That should have been the first clue where there was problems between Brock Lesnar and the creator.
Yeah, and Gunther's just another thing. Like, do you think that Brock really didn't think about that in the back of his head? Like, while he's in there wrestling Oba, like, oh, I'm going to have to do this again against Gunther, and just call it an audible and said, I'm done.
Oh, yeah,
like, nobody wants to wrestle Gunther. And that's partially WWE's problem. WWE's turned this dude into a joke. Like, if you look up Gunther on the internet, it's basically all the jokes and memes about people doing everything they can to not have to wrestle him. You got Rey Mysterio, faked an injury to where they had to divert plans, and then the week later they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually going to go jump in the ladder match now."
But nobody ain't criticizing Rey Mysterio. You don't see him getting no backlash from the company at all.
Rey Mysterio is another one. Just walk away. I don't want to see you anymore.
Wait a minute, though. They went out and said Rey Mysterio suffered an injury. He won't be able to compete at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. That comes out a week.
Yeah, and if I'm Gunther, I'm like, how can I get out of this company? Like, the sooner the better. Like, they just set this guy up to fail repeatedly. Did you see the thing I sent you about Seth Rollins? About Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, I seen that.
Probably gone till the end of the year.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
Picked up another movie role. And now, wait a minute. Now, you remember on WWE television, they said Drew McIntyre, when he was shooting the Highlander, it won't affect his dates coming to work, right? It won't affect his dates at WrestleMania or beyond. He'll be done, right? He'll be done shooting his movie. Drew McIntyre probably seen what was going on SmackDown and Raw. He was like, hey, I'll take that role.
He probably just joined like the worst B movie of all time just to not have to be around right now.
Wait, he took a B movie role so he got to do no C level wrestling? Of course he did.
Yeah.
He probably said that, hey, Drew, this is what we got for you. We want you to go down to the mid-card level. Whoop, strike one. And we're going to want you to wrestle Trick Williams. Whoop, strike two. And you're going to be feuding with Trick, Carmelo, Ricky Saints, and you're going to have the U.S. title. I'll take that movie role.
Yep. Yeah,
I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying.
If you just look at the landscape of everything WWE has going on right now with their main roster, there's no positives.
Oh,
I
there was
mean,
one more.
okay, the Street Profits right now would be a positive, but in the long run, it's a negative because they have nobody to wrestle.
No. But there is one more match I forgot to get to, and we talked about it. Today. It was LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso. LA Knight beat Jimmy Uso.
Please tell me it wasn't the main event. Please tell me the tag team match was at least the main event.
The tag team title was the main event.
Okay. At least they didn't screw that up.
LA Knight beat Jimmy Uso with the help of Solo, who came down, who was in the stands, and he gave his brother the Samoan Spike. LA Knight looked at shock, surprised, but he took advantage and he took the pin. 1, 2, 3, beat Jimmy.
So now they're just having Solo insert himself when he just got done saying he had no interest in being part of any of it.
Yes, he did.
Oh.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I'm sorry, y'all. I got that Uncle Howdy. Yes, he did. That's my favorite. But yeah, basically.
Wow.
For 2 weeks, Solo's I want nothing to do with the Roman and his faction. I don't want nothing to do with Roman and my brothers. But yeah, he came out and helped LA Knight today.
For a nothing at all match, no championships, no nothing, just
nothing at all.
Like Jimmy Uso, sadly, is the closest to enhancement talent WWE has.
I was thinking The Miz, but
The Miz at least is working with younger talent. I'll give him that to try and get people over, yada, yada, yada. The PC political correctness speak. He's helping the younger talent. But Jimmy Uso, honestly, is the closest to a jobber that the WWE has at this point.
I feel with Jimmy Uso because Jimmy Uso, out of all of everybody in the family, is one who played the peacemaker. He's the one who actually has a good relationship with LA Knight. He's the one that actually him and LA Knight are friends. He's the one that's kind of been stopping Jay, Roman, and Jacob getting at LA Knight. So for the life of me, I don't understand why the WWE will book Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight. I mean, I know they beat him up last week, but Jimmy Hans was forced. It goes back to what we said, what you said previously. Just give us LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. That's what LA Knight wants. LA Knight don't want to fight Jimmy or Jay or Jacob.
Like
he doesn't like the fact that the family's together. He doesn't like, like the bloodline is out here running a rough shot in the WWE. But
so just think of it this way. Just think of it in the King of the Ring tournament. This is why I was saying Oba doesn't need to be there. Let's say you swapped out Jimmy with LA Knight. Do you get excited to hear Oba Femi versus LA Knight?
Intriguing.
No, and I'll say why. Because they've already treated Oba that he's supposed to be this monster, which means that he theoretically should be running through basically anybody that is not a monster level like he is, being Roman, even though Roman's not a monster, but a Brock Lesnar, a Braun Strowman should he come back, an Omos, somebody like that. Those are monster level guys. You can even see Drew McIntyre, because Drew is definitely on a size scale he's actually bigger than Oba is.
And that's another match where they still haven't wrapped up between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. Oh, I forgot, that's bad for business.
Yeah. Now, if you said Oba versus Drew McIntyre, 100% invested. But Oba Femi versus Jey Uso, no. Oba Femi versus LA Knight, no. Oba does not fit in this tournament. He never should have been in it, or he should have been injury angled the first round. And then they could have fit something in with Brock and all that to lead to SummerSlam. But LA Knight versus Jey Uso in the finals, that gets people interested. LA Knight beats Jey Uso. LA Knight then gets his Roman Reigns match. That is storytelling. That is how you get people to want to watch your product. But I know this is too complicated for people.
Well, no, because it makes too much sense for people.
Well, yeah, because we got to throw swerves in there, because swerves are what sell and keep people interested, even when they make no sense whatsoever, like Solo Sikoa coming out to help LA Knight.
Yeah, trying to figure that out. What What's the advantage for Solo of screwing his own brother? Nothing.
Yeah.
So that was Raw, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're back to question at the beginning of the show. Jamie, what's your 10 worst wrestlers?
Okay. Sadly, most of them are like big guys because the big guys just can't move that well. You have your exceptions, Kane and The Undertaker, Bam Bam Bigelow, even though height-wise he wasn't a big guy, he was just a wide guy. But Giant Gonzalez has to be number one. Giant Gonzalez. See, I could pick Reese from Raven's Flock. He was another like 7-footer. He also played like 9 terrible roles. He was like the Yeti and the Mummy guy and all sorts. But Reese would definitely be on there. The Wall, another big guy from WCW. So I've got Giant Gonzalez has to be number one. Great Khali. Is that 5?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 5 of just easy, not even almost fair to pick on. If I was to get like controversial and get people talking, Goldberg. I'm gonna stall out now because I was doing too much talking earlier and not thinking. Goldberg, Jey Uso. Trying to stick with more like current people. Well, actually, no. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. He was terrible. Who was terrible in WCW? That's kind of open-ended question, but like, Lonnie Poffo, Macho Man's brother. He was pretty bad too. Leaping Lonnie Poffo. And then, do I need one more?
Yes.
One more, 2 more? One more? Okay. Somebody now. Let's do somebody now. I've left women off this list. I should throw one on there. No, we'll leave them off this time. I would say now, current wrestler now would have to be what's his face? Grayson Waller. I won't say these are the 10 worst of all time, but these are just 10 bad wrestlers.
Our list is somewhat similar. So I got Great Khali. I got Giant Gonzalez. I got Big Daddy V, Viscera.
Yeah, I didn't even put Viscera back on it this time because I didn't want to load it up with just big fat guys.
Eva Marie.
I feel like you looked this list up somewhere.
No, I didn't. Dom Mysterio.
Because everybody hates on Eva Marie. It's justified. And she would, that's why I said I should put a woman on here, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm putting her on there.
Kelly would have been on there too.
Yeah. Dom Mysterio. So that's 5 right there. I got another lady on the list, and I'm a fan of hers, but she just Tamina.
Tamina.
I mean, she doesn't wrestle anymore. You know, she's still on the contract. She doesn't wrestle.
I mean, when you get that lifetime contract, you don't really need to.
Yeah, I know. And only that, but when your cousin buy you a brand new house.
Well, you have a lifetime contract. Why does The Rock need to buy you a house?
Just a present. It's a gift. It's a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He go one, and he should have been on your list too. James Ellsworth.
I really feel like you looked this list up somewhere.
I did not look this list up.
Because I know I've seen a couple lists in the past before that had Eva Marie and James Ellsworth on there.
I did not look this up.
And Giant Gonzalez. But Giant Gonzalez, that's just the easiest.
I mean, you gotta look at like those are natural. I mean, like you could.
I mean, yeah, you can latch onto him.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was really wanting to just beat up the big guys, I would have put Cain Velasquez on there. Like, I could have just did a top 10 big guys alone. But no, if I was to do an actual 10, I could have a much more like drilled in. But I was prepared for most underrated or 10 underrated wrestlers, not most overrated because everything's
We'll get to the underrated after this.
Oh, jeez.
You don't have your 10 underrated?
Oh no, I
okay.
can.
Okay, yeah,
I can do it.
Let's see who else I got on the list. See if I can think of somebody else. Luke Gallows.
That's a little rough.
I mean, look now.
Okay, now maybe he's put on a few more years, but
yeah, now Luke Gallows 5 years ago, he would definitely not be on my list.
That's
only because I've seen him on MLW.
I mean, if we're going for like immediate now, you have to put Alberto Del Ron or Patron or whatever he goes by now. Alberto Del Rio, basically. I don't know if you saw that, him in that what's his face's match. Oh man, I love that dude, I can't think of his name. He was in LWO. He got kicked out and released. Carlito. It was Alberto Del Ron versus Carlito. Like the most half-ass kick into a DDT. Like they weren't even trying.
Oh wow.
It was bad.
Oh wow. Who else is on this? That's 7. That's why I got 3 more. Trying to think of some more current ones. I mean, it's too easy for me to put the Usos, so I'm not going to do that.
Danhausen?
I'm not trying to get cursed.
He's a bad wrestler.
I'm not trying to get cursed, and that's a hometown guy, so I got to keep him off that list. Thinking. I'm thinking someone at AEW. Hook.
Really? That's what you're going with?
Yeah. And I'm putting him on there because he doesn't wrestle a lot anymore. And then a lot of times he wrestled is from Hook when he started until now, it's the same thing. I don't see nothing different.
Well, yeah, he's just got the nepotism contract because of his dad.
The Young Bucks.
Oh, I could definitely put the Young Bucks in.
The Young Bucks, because not only have they changed, and not only they stayed the same, but I also can tell that the Young Bucks, like most older tag teams, when they get older, they get worse. They don't get better.
Yeah.
So it was a toss-up between them and Edge and Christian. Look, Edge and Christian, they not as good as they used to be.
No, they're like 50-some years old.
Right, and they need to hang them up.
I don't disagree.
They need to hang them up.
I won't do a top 10 underrated. I'll do one, and you do one. We'll do it on the next show.
Okay.
Just because he was so hilarious, and the WWE completely dropped the ball with him. Norman Smiley.
I remember him from the WCW days.
100%. You take that same character, you put him in early Attitude Era WWE when they bought him. Norman Smiley would have killed it towards the end of the Attitude Era, going into the Ruthless Aggression area.
He is one of the best trainers out here in wrestling.
Absolutely. But even just from that comedy perspective of like bridging the gap to getting into R-Truth, you could have had Norman Smiley just doing what Norman Smiley did in WCW, and it would have been perfection. You still had the hardcore title going on at that point. When he'd come out with the football pads, the helmet, the whole thing, dude, Norman Smiley would have killed it.
I'm going to go with Andrade because you had an opportunity.
So you hit me right in the feels.
Well, I mean, it's true. You had an opportunity to use this guy and elevate him to the main event scene numerous of times, and you drop the ball on him because of no reason whatsoever. You think of him as a mid carder, but he did everything you possibly could at the mid card level, not once, twice. But everywhere he goes around the world, this man is a big star. This man is a champion, a world champion everywhere you go. He's a main eventer, except in the WWE.
It goes back to what we talked about before. When somebody comes in, they basically assign them a ceiling and they do everything in their power to not let them go over. LA Knight is a current perfect example. That dude is so over and he got himself over and they just refuse to acknowledge it.
Yeah. And if I want to take this a step further, and again, no disrespect, I'll hit you in the fields, Chelsea Green.
Oh. Chelsea. She's going to get hers. She just has to at this point. She's going to get hers at some point. I would have to say by December of next year, she will have to have had the women's title at some point.
Yeah, I hope so. Because right now she's working with Tiffany Stratton. And it is only going to benefit Tiffany more than it's going to benefit Chelsea.
Well, it could benefit Chelsea if they put the title back on Tiffany, if they put the women's title, because then you could open that up. And then that's an easy path to Chelsea getting the title. But she is way, way too good to have basically gotten nothing in WWE.
Yeah. I mean, listen, whatever they give her, she does excellent work with it. And I get it. People are going to say, hey, they rewarded her by making her the first United States champion. Okay, that's cool, but why not make her the WWE Women's Champion? She deserves a run with it. Chelsea Green is so underrated that she is probably one of your top workers, top 5, top 3 workers in the company. As far as you want to be serious, she can do that. You want to do comedy skit, she can do that.
If you go back and watch the Money in the Bank that Tiffany Stratton won, who was the star of that match that took all the major bumps? Chelsea took all the major bumps in that match and looked phenomenal doing it.
Yeah.
And they still haven't done anything with her, but give her that. Yeah, she won the U.S. title a couple times. Cool. You gave her a failed faction. Why did the faction fail? Piper got hurt. Nothing you could do about that. But they weren't feuding with anybody. It was all backstage crap.
It was just backstage cat fight. Who cares?
Yeah. But she deserves it for sure.
Yeah. Any type of thing they gave her, she did it. She worked it. She's very, very vastly underappreciated. And I'm all in for hopefully next year to move her and Matt Cardona to Raw, because I think she'll benefit more being on Raw than on SmackDown. But yet, as I say that, as I think about it, she would still have to deal with the same type of bullshit curator. So, and she got to deal with PSAs. So
I still say that the women's division in WWE is far more talented than the men's division.
Oh, definitely.
Like if you went talent for talent, and even if you did your A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, the women's side is going to be way more stacked than the men's side.
Oh yeah, 100% will be. So that's my underrated. Hey, that's our show today. And I want to apologize to everybody now for cussing. You know, I got to say this because it's dear to my heart. I'm tired of people calling me in the morning knowing I work overnights. If you disturb me in my sleep, this is what you get. I'm going to be grumpy. I'm going to be upset. I'm not going to be focused on anything I want to talk about. So please, people, I know y'all want to talk to me. Like my friend Taman, that's my guy. I ain't mean to use his name, but that's my guy. But I got to put him on blast. I will sleep, and you going to call me and send me a text message of Dusty May, this new head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. I will talk about that tomorrow. Let me sit with this for a minute and think about what I just read, what I just seen. I don't need no one to call me on my sleep because I was dreaming good. I was dreaming about I was swimming the money bin like I was Scrooge McDuck. and it got interrupted. Don't do that. Bro, work overnights. You don't call nobody 8, 9 o'clock in the morning about a head basketball coach at my school that I love. And he went to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, congratulations to him. I'm not mad about it. It's a cesspool. They horn themselves out for the highest bid. Congratulations.
Just signed an extension with Michigan. Talk about it. He's here for the long term. Don't worry.
He didn't never sign the extension because he was flirting with the NBA.
Oh, I know.
And to all those Michigan fans who are butthurt, the man told you at the national championship, he's not coaching another college team. I lied. You should have paid attention when he said that. That also meant Michigan too. He was heading to the NBA. The man interviewed the Orlando Magic's job. And the only reason why they didn't get it because they gave it to the assistant coach of the San Antonio Spurs. And the only reason why he got this job at Dallas because John Shire turned it down. You think Dustin May was going to say no? Dustin May probably going to make less money coaching the Mavericks, and he still took the job.
He's going to make a lot less money.
Because he wanted to coach in the NBA. Because he know his offense and what he coaches translate to the NBA. He don't want to deal with the NIL.
Yeah, we'll see about that. There's a lot of college coaches that think they can coach in the NBA. And
yeah.
Billy Donovan couldn't do it. John Beilein couldn't do it.
Yeah, so
Billy Donovan's probably going to be the Michigan coach now.
Michigan just hired a coach.
Did they just hire somebody?
Yes, they did. On the interim term, they will do a full search next season. It's too late in the season.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you waited until now to do this, you prick.
Well, look, it's not his fault. The Mavericks waited this long to fire Jason Kidd and they waited this long to hire a new press operation. So that's my statement for today. Do not call me before 12.
Oh, yeah, Boynton.
Yeah, don't ever call me before 12. Do what Jamie do. Send shit to Messenger. And since I know I'll get that at 12:30, do it that way. Don't ever call my phone or text me before I get up. Please don't. Get my day off to a bad start. And because of that, I ain't finished my dream with Scrooge McDuck swimming through the money bin.
You also don't get up at a consistent time either, too, though. So you also don't get up at a consistent time either, though.
Look, 12:30. If it's an emergency, if I have to get up early, I'll do that.
Didn't you text me like 4 o'clock saying you just woke up on Saturday?
Yeah.
And you just said 12:30?
That's hit me then. I work overnights. I work late hours, long hours. I don't do 8 hours. I do 10. And I'm mad because I got to do 10 for the next three weeks on some. Never mind. I don't want to lose my job if I say something. But anyway, that's been the Signature Adventure Podcast. And guys, enjoy your Monday. If you haven't watched Raw, please watch it. Because of my work schedule. Because I'm going to have to get up early now. Because I'm going to get 2 shows in this week. Catch me and Jamie on Friday. Hear me again. Catch me and Jamie on Friday. We're going to do the show 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to have to get up. Because if I don't get up, I'm going to sleep to freaking 4 o'clock. And Lord knows I want to sleep that long. Everybody enjoy your Monday. We'll see you guys on Friday. Peace out.
Later.
Let's get this started.